How does our genetics, training, and nutrition play a role if we want to be lean vs bulky? That is a question I get asked very frequently, and today we're gonna get to the bottom of it. I'm gonna be training with my friend Chase. I have a twin! We're doing an upper body stretch.
Oh shoot, someone just took our machine.
Because despite what it may look like looking at my physique, I'm actually kind of strong and lift a lot of heavy weight. So why am I not bulky? Well, in today's video, we're going to get into the nitty-gritty of how genetics, cardio, weight training, and food play a role in this. And also chat about what you can do to become lean versus bulky.
Before we go, a little creatine, a little pre-workout, code Pernilla for 20% off. Let's do this.
Hi guys,
Meet my other half.
I am Pernilla's bookend.
This is Chase and she is so great. We are gonna do a back workout. First we're gonna come in and do a few warm-ups.
And as we go about doing that, let's start off by talking about how we humans store fat.
So we as humans all store our fat in different areas. And when we lower our body fat percentage, we're gonna lower it in different areas depending on who you are as a human and what your DNA looks like.
Dead hangs, those are incredible if you wanna get better at pull-ups. I made a full video on how you can better your pull-ups if you wanna go from 0 to 15 pull-ups. And I have a free program, I'll link it below.
And someone like me, for example, the last place that I'll lower my fat is in my legs. And for other people, maybe that's in their abs or on their back. It just really depends on who we are. However, when I do lower my body fat percentage, the lower it gets, the more I also will eventually be losing fat on my legs.
So you got it. You got it. Nice! Just talking about body fat reduction. Your body just stores fat in whatever areas
That your genetics allow.
different for all of us.
Genetically, I don't store a lot of fat here, so that's easy for me. Genetically, it's so hard for me to gain muscle in my legs and especially my glutes. Like, I train my legs harder than anything, like as in like 5 times as hard as my upper body. Still, my upper body looks lean and strong, but my legs don't.
Like for me, my legs is the last place where I'll have removed my fat, where for you maybe it's different. Do you know where it is for you?
I definitely think that I do store like fat like on my legs. I think that's how come I can get like shape on my legs.
Your shapy legs are beautiful!
Sometimes I have like a body complex about it, but that's okay. And then I feel like I store on my back.
You look so beautiful. I love my body, regardless of how much work I want to, get done.
We will have something to work on.
It's just our bodies are so different, and it's all about just like learning to love what we have, and then if we set ourselves a goal to work towards something, then we can do that. Because even though it's hard for me to gain muscle in my legs and my glutes, I still can set the goal to do it, right?
For sure.
It's just maybe going to be a little harder for me than other people, where it's like for other people it'll be a little harder to get abs.
I barely train my legs at all.
And you got the most magnificent legs on the goals, on the earth. That's the beauty about life. We're all so different. I can look towards you and be like, oh my God, this is the goals, the dreams that I want to achieve. Next up is a superset. We got a cable roll mixed with
Hello.
Don't stand next to me. Bro, look at that. You look like you were carved.
Carved?
Carved.
Oh.
Like a statue.
You look like you were carved. Overhead press. Let's go. 45. We're gonna go for 12 reps.
And the same goes with you. The lower body fat percentage you get, eventually it will also be reduced in that stubborn area that you store a lot of your fat in.
One more. Got this. Let's go. Thank you.
Okay, you guys, I'm channeling my inner Pernilla. I'm trying to be as strong as she is. She's a beast. It's just insane to me. She inspires me so much. So that is what I'm doing right now. I'm channeling my inner Pernilla, so we can really be proper bookend. My left arm is so much weaker than my right. That is crazy. Here she is. She's gonna listen to my story that I've been telling you guys.
You told them a story?
I told them a story about you.
About me?
A nice story though. A nice story.
What did you say?
You're gonna have to listen to it later.
It's funny because when people see me, they don't think I'm strong. It's interesting.
And also at the same time makes complete sense, because typically when we see someone that's bigger and more muscular, we think that they're strong, but we don't typically think that about someone who's very lean, which is something that a lot of people see me as.
Because what it really is diet. Whether you're lean or bulky, you could weight train the same. The difference is all in the diet. The total amount of calories you burn / what you consume.
And that's also why females are typically so afraid of lifting heavy weights. But here's the thing, if you're someone who wants to look lean, you actually should be lifting heavy. And whether or not you become bulky or calories. It's all about your daily nutritional choices. And we'll get into that in just a moment. But first,
can you guys guess from hearing her story where she's from? Because I would have had zero clue before you told me. I was like, what? That's where you're from when you told me?
Yeah, because I don't really have like a dominant accent from the country that I'm from.
No.
So
I feel like you have an accent, but it's like, where is it from? What is it?
it's like a slight accent. Same with you. It's not like as dominant as like people from your country, because I feel like us being here, we've kind of like adapted.
Do you feel like yours has changed?
Definitely has changed from like filming self-tapes and everything, and my agent's like, you should probably do this one in a more American accent, or just so Americans can understand the pronunciation, if that makes sense.
Yeah. What has your experience been moving to the US?
Moving to the US was definitely very scary.
What made you do it even though it was scary?
Because I had a dream. I have a dream to follow. I'm still following my dream. My dream was to move here to dance professionally. I'm keeping at it even though it's hard at times, and there have been like a lot of times where I've wanted to give up, but like I had that seed planted in me from a young age, and I don't want to quit on it. Like I'm gonna keep pushing towards it.
You're doing it. You're killing it. So with that being said, whatever your dream is, you got to keep going for it too, because it's a fun journey, right? Growth happens when we get out of our comfort zone, right?
Exactly. And honestly, every little like hiccup in the road is a learning process. It's part of the journey. It was meant to happen, and it's teaching you something. Even if you can't see what it's teaching you something. It had to happen for a reason.
I love it. So a little superset situation. On this side, we got an overhead press. Chase was just talking about how she wants to develop this muscle, right?
Yeah.
This is a great machine for that, or cable flies.
Just like that.
What's up?
Hi, good, how are you? I haven't seen you in so long.
Lift off to help for the initial?
Let's try it.
Ready?
Oh yeah, thank you. That actually was great. Thank you. It's good to see you again.
so going back to the difference between looking lean and looking bulky has to do with the layer of fat that we store on top of the muscles that we worked so hard on developing.
Good.
Yeah, thanks.
Good spot.
No, it's okay. I did it. Thank you though.
And well, as most of us know, for every pound of fat that we want to lose, we have to be in a 3,500 caloric deficit. And for every pound we want to gain, we have to be in a 3,500 caloric surplus. Now, the slower we go about losing every pound, together with, of course, eating enough protein as well as performing resistance training, the less muscle we will be losing during this process.
Some lateral raises on this machine. Oh, it's heavy. Even though I have an easier time with being lean on the belly, it still comes down to the nutrition I eat, because I'm very specific with what I eat.
And I'm continuously popping up these old photos of me on the screen so that you can see that if I am able to make these physique changes, then so are you. And during this specific time of my life, I was actually doing 5 hours of dancing / cardio every single day, and it wasn't until I changed my diet and started resistance training that I saw the results that you're seeing in my body today.
So much veggies, so much protein. I'm at maintenance right now, but while I was losing fat, I obviously was in a deficit. And the slower you go, the bigger chance there is that you don't lose muscle at the same time. I never recommend being in more than 500 calorie deficit a day. Do you feel it in the right place? Good.
So like I'm one of those where like I don't want to get like any wider in my butt, but it's like, I mean, for like lat pull downs maybe, like I kind of avoid those, which is probably what is
you don't need to avoid them.
If we're afraid of building a certain muscle because we feel like we're big in that area,
of course it's possible that muscle can make us look bigger. However, something to keep in mind is that building muscle is crazy freaking hard, especially as a female, and having too big of a muscle really for the most part isn't actually what makes the difference between achieving this bulky versus lean look.
and so really what we want to do is lower our body fat in that specific area. Certain studies have proven that you actually should especially work out that muscle, because if your muscle is bigger in a certain area, there is a little chance that more fat is going to be burned in that area the more muscle you have, because as we all know, the more muscle we have, the more fat we burn during rest.
Next up, we got dips. And if you want my training program for free, then all you gotta do is subscribe, like, and comment below, because every day of this series, I'm giving away a training program for free. Yesterday, this person won, and today we'll see who wins. Get in shape with us. There's also a 60-day journaling challenge, nutritional guide, workout program. You ready for some dips?
I'm pretty lean, but if I were to do the exact same workouts as I do currently,
That was 20. Let's see how many we can do. Can we do 30?
but I changed my diet, and instead of eating maintenance calories, that I were to up my calories and maybe eat 300 calories extra every single day,
I think I'm cheating a little bit though.
eventually, because I would be in a surplus calories, I would eventually become more bulky.
We did it, or did we cheat? We're doing in and outs. Look at that sexy booty. I'll use your weight, I think.
Wow, if you're using my weight, and after I do this, I'm probably gonna have to drop to like 2%.
I wish they had twos.
Just simply because my muscles would use that additional food as fuel and they would grow even more so. But also I would be storing more fat on my body. And so that extra little layer of fat on top of my muscles would give me more of a bulky look. And I don't think lean is better than bulky is better than lean. It just all depends on how we feel at our absolute best in our body. So,
oh my goodness, I think I cannot do so many now.
And something that is so crucially important to remember whenever we're trying to get in shape.
Hi, how are you? Ah, it's burning. Get it, girl. Look at those biceps.
Is that
if you watched my video about me trying out all the different workouts in the world and shared how much calories I burn for a full hour in each of the individual workouts, you know that it's actually very little. If you think about working really hard for a full hour, someone like me only burns maybe 400 calories. And 400 calories is very easy to eat. So just going back to understanding the importance of our nutrition. And if you're someone who wants to lean out or want to get more bulky, then the nutrition really plays such a massive role. And yes, you can burn more calories through cardio. I always recommend doing cardio because it's so much fun, so good for the soul and so good for the heart and the energy that we feel throughout the day. But the nutrition really is king or queen, because queens are just as great as kings.
And I honestly do not care what your reasons are to get in shape, whether you want to be lean or you want to be bulky or whatever it is that you want for your life. But what I do care about is that you go for it. You give it your 100%. Because what's going to happen in that process is that you prove to yourself that you're capable, badass, and worthy of doing anything you want in your life.
Thank you so much for watching this video. I will see you again tomorrow.
We complete each other.
We do.
She's got the abs.
You got the legs.
videos.